Coming up on Torrance Today, the city's art museum unveils a brand new exhibit, Bridging the Pacific. The Salvation Army opens its doors to the community once again, offering tours at its one-of-a-kind facility. And want to honor our hometown heroes? The deadline for a popular city program is tomorrow. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, January 30th. I hope you had a restful weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's our first story. The Torrance Art Museum celebrated the opening of its newest exhibit called Bridging the Pacific over the weekend as we count down to the 50th sister city anniversary between Torrance and Kashiwa, Japan.
My work is here, so I am here today. I'm self-taught artist. I started with a pen, just a black pen, and I just evolving my artwork into color work with a pen. So yeah, it's just my style.
The artists that we chose were part of the Japanese diaspora here in LA and Southern California, and we're showing artwork that expresses the meshing of these two cultures and how these artists are both Japanese and American, and it shows kind of like sister cities, that cultural exchange, but in art.
It's just fabulous to be collaborating with them. We always enjoy people coming and visiting the museum and getting a little bit of local culture.
Visitors from Kashiwa, Japan arrive next month, and we are excited to see their responses when they check out the new exhibit. It includes contributions from nearly 20 Japanese American artists from Southern California. You can visit the gallery through Saturday, March 4th. Well, last Saturday was also a big day over at the Salvation Army of Torrance. It held its first open house of 2023, offering tours, free food, and much more.
And it's really just an opportunity for the community to come in and see the different services that we have. We have a music school, Crescendo Music and Dance. Youth and adults come to our facility to learn how to play drums.
I was just looking for something to do in my free time. I did singing and I did drums, and teachers that I had were very patient.
When you teach, it's a lot about just finding somebody's weakness and then making it their strength. It's an amazing experience. I've been doing it for 10 years.
You'll also see many of our community spaces that we have. We have a futsal court. We have a community hall where people can rent. We also have a chapel where we do recitals. We have church every Sunday.
One of the main highlights of the Torrance facility really is the music school and studio. Captain O'Brien says one of their biggest goals is to become a better known resource for young musicians so they can continue to express themselves in these creative ways. A deadline is quickly approaching for a popular city program. Tomorrow is the last day to submit your hometown hero for our annual banner recognition program. Here's a part of the presentation of last year's banners.
I know we all look forward to seeing the banners hung every year along Torrance Boulevard and throughout the city. We thank each of our honorees as well as all members of the armed forces for their dedicated service and their sacrifice they have made for us and for this great nation.
The City of Torrance recognizes the following banners dedicated in memory of these veterans of the past. Kazumi Yaguchi, Army, sponsored by the Yaguchi and Toji families. Antonio Carrillo, Army, sponsored by the Carrillo family.
This program honors members from our community who currently serves in the armed forces, have served in the past, or are veterans who have passed away. Each banner includes a picture, a name, and his or her branch of service. It is then proudly displayed along Torrance Boulevard and other streets throughout our city. To create this priceless banner for your loved one, just log on to torranceca.gov/hometown heroes and fill out the application by the end of tomorrow, January 31st. If you're looking for a new job that gets you out of the office, how about joining Torrance Transit? The city needs more bus operators and will hold a hiring event this weekend looking for individuals like these folks.
I started as a part-time, work hard, then I like it. It's not just driving, anybody can drive. You have to take care of the people, elderly people, grocery shopping or go to the mall. Kids go to school, college. So it's challenge, that's it. And I like challenge.
Before I came here, it was like I can barely scrape. Now I can pay bills, have money in my pocket. What else could I ask for? I got a house.
They trained me how to drive the bus. The first time I had to drive it out of the gate onto the street, I stopped and they said, "Why are you stopping in the intersection?" And I said, "It's not gonna fit on the street because it's so big." And they were like, "No, go, drive."
When I came to the training, I saw these monster buses and I thought, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I failed and failed and failed, but then I have to persevere. So I came and I passed it with 80 points and here I am. 7 years later, I'm gonna leave a legacy for my kids.
Torrance Transit is offering a $2,000 hiring bonus right now. Both part-time and full-time positions are available. The in-person hiring event takes place on Saturday, February 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 3231 Torrance Boulevard. And speaking of Torrance Transit, there's an important route change starting today. Line 2 will move from its existing routing in order to serve the new Redondo Beach Transit Center. This line will no longer serve the southbound stop on Artesia Boulevard at Fermona Avenue. In addition, the Line 2 southbound stop on Artesia Boulevard between Hawthorne and Redondo Beach Boulevards will be relocated to the far side stop on Hawthorne and Artesia. For specific details on the route changes, just log on to torranceca.gov/line2. Our city leaders thanked the Torrance community for stepping up in a big way last week. Dozens of volunteers stayed up late to participate in the annual Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count, helping our community to be truly represented, especially when it comes to serving those who are less fortunate.
The volunteers are the most important part of this homeless count. The only way this homeless count actually happens is through the volunteerism and the deep compassion of our community. It guides us in making better policy decisions as well as allocate resources based on where we are seeing numbers related to street homelessness and vehicular homelessness.
We've been involved with creating and advising the program that is now established for the homeless. And well, on an individual level, I am a nurse that works here in the community, and it's very important for us to meet everybody and understand what they're going through and work together to help solve our issues.
City officials say year after year we have more volunteers than we can actually use. If you were one of those eager volunteers, we're grateful for your willingness to help. Torrance has been a deployment site for a long time and partners with the LA Homeless Services Authority, local municipalities, law enforcement, and community members. While this year's count is over, the city's Social Services Commission accepts donations year-round to help those who are in need. If you'd like to help, you can email socialservicescommission@torranceca.gov. Well, still ahead, it's Mindful Monday, and we'll introduce you to a group of local veterans who shared a priceless moment alongside a special new sign in town when we come back in 60 seconds.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah, Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a positive story that fits the theme for the day. On this Mindful Monday, meet a group of Vietnam veterans who gathered together last Saturday at Pacific Coast Highway near Hawthorne Boulevard to celebrate a big moment.
Well, today we're rededicating a replacement sign for Vietnam Veterans Memorial Highway, and the chapter members are present here today to bless the sign. Chapter 53 is Torrance chapter, Vietnam Veterans of America. I believe originally the original sign came down because of a construction or something.
The original sign that was dedicated here, the first of the series of over 16 signs throughout the county, the first sign was here in Torrance.
It keeps present the sacrifices and service that Vietnam veterans made during the Vietnam era, and it's just good to provide recognition for that service.
I must admit, every time I pass this way, I look at it. I just thank whomever, and especially the Lord, that I'm still here and I can read that sign.
The very first sign was installed more than 20 years ago. Then in 2021, an intersection improvement project required the removal of the original sign. Once the project was complete, the city replaced it in a spot where more people can see it as they walk or drive by. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great day.